Hello Libra, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. If there's anything you need me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we've got an Emperor energy. Very strong, very assertive, very confident, some sort of authority, some sort of a leader here. All right? Let's put this into some context. Let's see what's going on with this energy. And we've got this kind of leadership energy, and then there's something trying to get in, but the leader is just not listening. Right? Let's see what else we've got. And we've got the Magician, an Ace of Pentacles. We've got more air energy, a Knight of Swords there, and Knight of Cups there. 6 of Swords, 4 of Swords, 10 of Swords is going to be more Swords energy. Yes, a 9 of Swords. A lot of Swords on this part here. It kind of looks like it looks like we're kind of in charge of something, and there's someone like that, someone trying to give their opinion, or someone's trying to have a say in it, but we're not listening. We're not trying to hear it, right? So I feel like with the Knight now, the Knight of Swords coming in, like they're starting to say it louder, you know? And of course we have all this air energy over here, a lot of air energy over here. It really is a time for communication, right? I think it really is a time for us to listen, as well as to act, as well as to give and receive of ourselves. But it's definitely a time to communicate. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. It's one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot that we will set aside over here. We're going to put Tiny Bob Ross right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during the show you feel like you know what that card is, put your prediction down in the comments. Let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise of intuition. Okay. Weirdly, the only major arcana card are these two, the Emperor and the Magician. And to me, it kind of feels like, we've got this Emperor, and then we've got this kind of like the court astrologer, right? We've got our own little Merlin here. This is kind of the magical advisor to the Emperor. And I think this is really important. I think that you have to maintain a connection, maintain communication with your own advisor. I wonder, I'm feeling like an older male energy coming through, like a father figure, grandfather, ancestors. I don't know that it's someone closely related. It feels to me like more of a distant ancestor, but I feel like it's a spirit guide for you. I feel like you have a lot of spirit guides around you, as a matter of fact. I feel there are several. It is an older kind of authority coming through, and also kind of a younger, more trickster-like spirit guide that's also with you. And it kind of, to me, almost feels like that devil and angel on the shoulder thing, where there's one that's telling you to be very disciplined and be very, very strict and very refined and very mature, and and then there's the other one that says, let's just have some fun, and it's kind of like this idea of which one's trying to get us in trouble and which one's trying to kind of keep us on the right path here. Let's look around again at some of these. A lot of court cards. You know, it's interesting to have these 3 court cards just kind of clustered in. And then, of course, our major arcana cards. We don't have any fire. We've got just a little bit of water, but it's mostly air, and then there's even a little bit of earth. I feel like the earth back here is what you've been trying to do. I think that it's really the beginning of this project, this business, this path that you've been on. And I think you just kind of recently planted the seeds for this. This is something that you still kind of new. It could be a relationship. It could be a business or a career thing. It could be spiritual work. But there's the opportunity was there for you to start something and take a leadership role in that. Okay, maybe you're leading a prayer group or a meditation kind of group, or you're leading a seminar, or, you know, something like this. It kind of does feel like it's some sort of a convention or some sort of a group of people that you are in charge of. Maybe this is kind of your thing that you put on every so often. But then there are all these other little voices that are trying to be heard. I think one particular person has kind of been really in your ear, almost kind of nagging, kind of like a child, I'm feeling, where they want something. They want either something to change, or they want you to give them something, or just to listen to them. Right? Sometimes just listening and letting other people feel heard is a good way to keep everybody kind of in harmony, you know. But I feel like they really are trying to get through to you, but you have this kind of almost a closed off. It's almost an unapproachable energy right now. Okay. Yeah, very interesting. A lot of court cards here. Now, they could be family members, I guess. I mean, this could be a family situation. You know, that's a possibility. What's the connection with you in the clothing store? I'm seeing like maybe as a child, did you spend time in a clothing store or a department store kind of thing? I'm seeing a lot of racks of clothes, and I'm seeing kids that kind of crawl underneath the clothes to like hide, you know, like inside the racks of clothing. I don't know if that's you as a kid, or if you had the clothing store and those are kind of other kids. Maybe that's the situation, because I'm getting like a pretty strong feeling that there's something to do with like a store, a retail kind of clothing, or like a department kind of store, you know? And I don't know if that's something currently or if that's something past. Maybe this older male figure, maybe, you know, maybe not grandpa, but maybe great-grandpa or something had a store or something like that. Sometimes these details come in. I'm not sure whether they belong to right now or whether they belong to, you know, the past or the distant past. But I'm going to go ahead and transmit them anyway. They're meant for someone. If they're not meant for you, don't worry about it. Leave it for the next person. But I think it's a way of really validating the energy and trying to make connections and offering some synchronicities. Okay? It feels to me like you really have the opportunity, though, to take this situation, this convention, this event, this leadership role that you're in, and really use it to help people and to heal people and to bring people together. Yeah. I feel like we have to kind of start looking at it in that way. We see in the future position here this Knight of Cups, and this is a card that is giving and receiving of this kind of love, healing love energy. Yeah. And even the Magician, this is a healer too. You know, I think that you have these really wonderful intentions for this thing, but I feel like there's just too much air energy here. There's too many other people like trying to have input. So I almost kind of feel like you've got to figure, you maybe have to put your foot down, you know, and maybe this is the difficult thing for you, is to be stern and strict with people and say, stop, everybody, like I feel everybody's talking at once, you know, and it's kind of making me anxious right now, and I imagine it makes you anxious as well. Because what you're trying to do with this thing is this water stuff, but there's just so much of this air stuff going on that it's, how could we possibly focus on what we're really meant to do when there's all this chatter, right? When there's all of this, these other opinions, these other voices, right, that are trying to be heard. Spirit's also telling me to ask about the shoes. What is the deal with the shoes? Do you have like a weird pair of shoes? Do you have somebody's old shoes? Or do you wear like very unique shoes? Something about the shoes. And that with the clothing thing, I wonder if this is some kind of a family business. Or if you've had to take over responsibility for some sort of business or some sort of maybe it's a charity thing. It could be that kind of a thing. Donating clothes or some kind of service like that, a community kind of thing, because it is meant to help people. There's not a lot of earth energy here. It's not just like a business, not just something for profit. Yeah, it's something that's really meant to connect with people and to really help people or heal people or, clothe people or maybe feed people. We got that really strong kind of clothing connection today. But I feel that it is a practical thing. And if we just take all of these other things out of the picture, all this air energy out of the picture, what we have is earth energy, emperor, extending all of this kind of love energy, right? Extending this kind of generosity, right? Giving, helping, healing. And this is really where it's at, and this is perfect. But we got all this darn air, and all this air really interferes. Someone's trying to kind of talk at you, you're not listening, or you're trying to focus on what you have to do, your responsibilities right here. You're not hearing them, so then they just get louder, right? And what I think the magician is down here doing, this Mercury energy, is saying that we need to find a way, a creative way to deal with all of these different people. And it may not be really just kind of emperor business, putting your foot down and just kind of announcing, everybody shut up. That maybe not the right way. The Mercury energy here is kind of listening to our advisor, right? Listening to the court astrologer. What is the best way to handle this? Because you might be growing an anxiety where you just want to put your foot down and yell and say, nobody's allowed to talk to me. But Mercury, the magician, is saying, let's be a little more creative than that. Let's be a little bit more tactful, a little bit more subtle. Let's figure out how to communicate with people in a way that's going to get everybody in harmony, get everybody in line, going to give you the space that you need to take care of your business. Okay? I don't know who these people are, but there's just so much chatter. So many things going on. It could be that they're all like spirit guides, It could be that there's so many voices that are around you. I don't know if you're someone that generally has that kind of open communication with the spirit world. I feel like you have to learn how to turn it off. Yeah. I feel like when you're on, but then when you've got other stuff to do, there needs to be that boundary, right? You need to be able to kind of turn it off. Like a radio, when you want to listen to it and you want to dance, turn it on, right? Turn it up loud if you want. But when you've got other stuff to do, all of that music is a distraction sometimes. So we have to learn how to turn the radio off, get done what we need to get done, and then we can turn, And I think it's the same way with, it could be that you are a teacher or a professor of some kind, and you have a job to do. And you can't have people coming up to you every 5 seconds asking you a bunch of questions. That's why you've got office hours, right? So it's the same kind of thing, but I don't know what the connection is with clothing or shoes. It could be that those are just those details that will confirm the energy. It may not have anything to do with the current situation. Okay. When we move to the path of the serpent, and as we do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. And it really helps out the channel, and I appreciate that. Okay. When we get to your general energy and we see this Six of Swords, I think that this is your ideal energy. This is, I wish it could be like this, where you are just in harmony with everybody else. This is communication that just is smooth. It's easygoing. There's nobody that's like, I feel like this person is kind of like tugging at your shirt or something. Like, hey, I need something, you know? And this is where everybody just kind of is able to communicate effectively and easily. There's just a harmony. There's such harmony that there's not really a lot of talking, you know? That everybody is just kind of knows what they need to do, and everybody's doing their thing, and it's like it's perfectly orchestrated. Yeah. And this is ideal. And it's not often like that. Especially with a 4, a 10, and a 9 of swords. A lot of swords energy here. I feel like everywhere we go, there's somebody that has either a complaint, or they have an issue, or a demand, or they just have a question, or an opinion, or something like that. Everywhere we turn, we run into something like that. Okay? And I think what we have here, like I said, if you don't respond to the first few requests, they just get louder. Right? So it's not that we can just ignore everybody, because that seems to exacerbate the problem. We've got the 4 of Swords in the position of the environment. To me, this is kind of like setting office hours. You know, this is, putting out a memo or something, or writing a notice to everybody that says, schedule an appointment, or, I'm available between such and such hours. This is finding a way, at least temporarily, to create some kind of order. I feel like it's a lot of chaos right now in your life, and it's just very strange reading, because I don't know if this is literally a business, if this is something with family. Maybe you have a large family. Maybe this is really, that's kind of something more internal, more personal. I feel like it's a lot going on, and this is a way to kind of temporarily keep everybody quiet. It's almost like you make a loud announcement and you say, everybody get in line and I'll get to you one at a time. Okay? Doesn't get rid of the problem, but at least the room will be quiet for a moment, right? At least things get some sort of a structure, and it's not going to last forever. People are going to start getting restless again, and the energy is going to pick up to the same pitch that it was. But this is at least a temporary quieting down of things. Okay. Getting an image of a coloring book. It almost feels like it's therapeutic. I wonder if it's one of those, the adult coloring books. Because I just am seeing somebody just like slowly, very calmly, a lot of tranquility here. Just doing something like that, something kind of therapeutic, something very calming or stemming. And so I feel like we kind of need that. And Spirit's telling me to remind you, take our medicine, all right? Take the medicine that's been prescribed to us. I think that's good advice. Also drink a lot of water, okay? I feel like there is this overwhelmed, it's just too much noise, too much activity, too much like mental stimulation. Like it really does feel to me like there are just people talking and talking and talking to the point where we can't make out what they're even saying. So we need some sort of structure and order. But beyond that, you need a way to breathe. Yeah? We need a way to get a little bit of calm, tranquility down. If you do mantra or chanting or the coloring book, I'm seeing there's some sort of art therapy thing, some sort of therapeutic coloring or drawing. And to me, it feels like it's one of those adult coloring books, and we're just slowly just taking our time. Maybe we've got the noise-canceling headphones on, and we're just doing it, because we need that, because your mental health is absolutely the most important thing. Okay, second only to your physical health, right? And to me, it's the same thing. So that might be a very important message here from Spirit, is the be aware of our own mental health. Okay, now this isn't supposed to be a PSA. I'm not a mental health professional or a doctor of anything. But I think it's a good message across the board. Let's be aware of what's going on and let's take care of ourselves. Okay, and that I think is also a big part of this Knight of Cups here. You know, we have to take care of ourselves, and this is healing not only of others, but this is receiving the healing in our own lives too. And of course, the magician is the healer too, right? A lot of mental energy going on here, a lot of healing energy that needs to take place. I think this literally is the mental health spread, right? All of this air energy, that's all of the mind, right? That's the mental health. And we have this idea of healing too, okay? So this is the Ten of Swords. This is... to me, this is kind of the feeling that that we're being attacked, kind of, right? It's that feeling, and I think this really is when this kind of like mental anxiety reaches that kind of fever pitch where we just feel like every sound is like a needle in our ears, you know? That everybody is kind of coming at us, right? And it feels like we're being attacked. And I don't think we are. I'm not predicting violence or anything like that. To me, it's almost the feeling we get when we start getting, and we know we start getting overwhelmed by things because it starts to feel painful. And that to me is the 9 and 10 of Swords up here, where we kind of feel as if we're being attacked by all of this noise, all of this chatter, all of this talking, all of these demands and questions. And it starts to become very overwhelming. And I think we have to be very careful with this. I think we want to restore this peace and harmony. The best thing we can do right now is to just quiet it down, right? Tell everybody to get in line, to be quiet and get in a single file line, and you'll get to them one by one. But then work on that therapeutic stemming activity, the coloring book, what we're calling it. I don't know if it's a literal coloring book, or if it's just meant to be symbolic. But we have to do that self-soothing, stemming kind of activity. Let's take our medication and let's drink water. Let's make sure we, eat some healthy food and take care of ourselves. Yeah. And maybe we need to really take a day. Maybe we need to take ourselves out for a very kind of calm, peaceful, loving, and relaxing, holiday. Let's take ourselves out on a date, and to a nice quiet place. I'm thinking of a really kind of dim restaurant, It's just very peaceful. There's not a lot of stimulation. And I think we need that. Let's look at the mystery card, though. I want to see if this is going to be something also related to this idea of healing. Maybe it'll be the Empress. Maybe it'll be the Magician again. All right. If you have a prediction for that card, put it down in the comments. Okay. I would like to see some water energy, right? Just some kind of healing, calming energy coming in. Let's see what we have. More Swords cards. See a lot of air. A lot of air here today. This is the idea that if we do take that kind of break for ourselves, that we take a day off, right? We take a mental health day. We take ourselves out to a nice quiet restaurant. This is the card that says, don't be tempted to look at your phone. Don't answer the phone. Don't start getting engaged with the text message and going back and forth. Just turn it off, right? We don't have to hear that noise. Allow yourself to be undistracted by all of that for a time. Because this is the card that says, even when you're taking this kind of, when you have the noise-canceling headphones on and you're doing your coloring, there's still part of us that feels like we got to go back and re-engage. That we have to put in, we thought of something else to say, and we've got to go back and say it. So let's be aware of that impulse and focus on the self-care. Okay. We're going to do an extended reading too. If you want to stick around, click on the link up here or down here. New readings for Libra every Wednesday and Saturday, but I'm here every day. Come on back, see me again tomorrow. This is I try to make this a very safe and supportive community for everybody. I don't delete comments. I don't ban or block people unless they are mean or intolerant, or they attack other community members. Say what you want about me, but we're going to be supportive of each other. Otherwise, you're not going to be leaving comments. All right. Also, there is someone on TikTok that is pretending to be me. They've put up some of my readings, and they call the channel Dove and Serpent Tarot. It's on TikTok. It's not me. I don't have any other channels anywhere except on YouTube. I don't do readings on any other platforms. If you want to see the show, you come here. I do it here on YouTube only. There's a possibility somebody started that channel as a way to support me. Please don't do that. That's just going to cause a lot of problems, I think, when there are other channels that are kind of claiming to be me. It's not me. I wanted to make sure that I made that announcement before I forgot again. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. Leave a comment for me. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Let me know you're all right. Okay. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.